Welcome to another installment of Instant Grace. I'm Jim Babka here with Bill Protzmann. Hi, Bill.
Good morning, Jim. How's things?
Things are well. We had another assassination attempt on President Trump over the past
Yeah,
weekend.
were shots fired, or did they just see the rifle?
It appears they see the rifle. We're still early in the story.
Okay.
I can't help noticing that Democrats have taken 2 shots at the opposing candidate and the Republicans have taken 0.
Well said.
Okay. All right. What did I just do there?
There's a name for that, but where it makes your mind trip just a little bit to get the point.
I think it's a form of collective judgmentalism. The idea that somehow or other people are responsible. Okay, let me take this one step further because I really want to make clear what I'm trying to say. Have you heard the phrase after a tragedy where people say, "Man, people are getting crazy," or "What's
Sure, yeah.
going on in the world?" Right?
Yep.
As if like one event describes everything.
Yeah, good point.
Okay, so I have been on the other side of this, and here's how I believe that I'm on this side. I am a concealed carry holder. I believe strongly in the right to use a tool for self-defense, aka the firearm, and other tools of self-defense. I believe in self-defense and the human right to it. And something happens tragically, a mass shooting of some kind that happens at a mall or a school or somewhere, and immediately the calls are to get guns under control because what's happening in the world? People are
Right.
crazy.
Right. Yeah,
Right?
I'm with you on that. Sure.
Okay. I do not believe that any one person misbehaving means that the rest of us kids all have to put our heads down and take a nap. Okay? We're not all children. And the response that most people conjure up in these situations when they look at scenarios like this, and you will find right-wing figures saying this is, that people were getting people stirred up at Donald Trump to shoot at him, taking away the agency of the individuals. And the gun control movement, which is typically associated with the left, and which Tim Walz and Kamala Harris are both big fans of, engage in this form of collective judgmentalism all the time. All the time. And I believe that collective judgmentalism is anti-grace.
Well, sure. That makes sense. Now that you put it in those terms, because all of us are like, "Oh, wow, everything's so crazy." I mean, you don't even really think about it. It's the default setting. When something crazy happens, you go, "Oh, well, everything's crazy."
Right. So if you take these 2 instances, now we have 2 dramatic instances. I mean, they made the headlines. My God, what's the world coming to? Maybe we should ban Democrats from all gun ownership. Maybe that's the gun control solution.
You can say that with a straight face.
I can do it because it's putting a shoe on it that I've had to slid on my foot many times on the other foot. And how does it feel? So a true act of grace, I want you to get empathy. I want you to come to a position where you say, wait a minute, if this argument doesn't work in this direction, it doesn't work in the other direction either. If I say it only works in one direction, I'm engaged in special pleading, and that is the antithesis of grace.
Sure. Yeah, this makes sense to me when you put it that way, but that's hard, man.
Yes.
Grace is hard.
Okay, but just let's be clear. We've got to take the guns out of the hands of Democrats because they shoot at presidents.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So do we know that these shooters were Democrats?
Well, that's another interesting thing is because he's got a record, a social media record, the accused does. And it appears that he was memeing and parroting lines as recently as this summer that Kamala Harris had uttered in speeches. He believed that there was a great existential crisis and Trump needed to be stopped. So this is the perfect question to ask. Is Kamala Harris, is Tim Walz responsible for his actions over the weekend from the side of a golf course? Even though we have the quotes, does that make them responsible for those actions? Here's what I'm throwing down right now. We hear this incitement charge all the time. And if you want to just do yourself a favor, go to Google and type in Rachel Maddow incitement. And you will find a whole host of MSNBC claims over the last 4 years that Donald Trump has incited this, and Donald Trump has incited that, and Donald Trump has incited the other thing. I think that we need to deal with people individually, and we shouldn't steal their agency away from them. The individual that put a gun through the fence in Florida this past weekend, the individual that shot the president, former president, in the ear in July, are responsible for their own actions. And I don't believe, just to be clear, that Harris Walls are responsible, that the Democrats are responsible for inciting this shooter. These individuals are responsible. The danger here is that if we make a collective judgment, then that means collective punishment. In our system, that means the state begins treating us like parents and we lose our rights.
I've got a hard question about that, because I agree with you. And my mind is processing this trial in which the underage shooter is obviously killed some kids in a school, but the shooter's father is being tried as is it as an accomplice?
Yeah, they're making him essentially an accomplice. And I've had a chance to watch the footage of the police coming to that house in May of 23. There's body cam footage. The father had some awareness and was open to it. And I think this is an area where we have to tread very, very, very carefully.
Yes.
Because, again, this child is his own agent. An interesting side to this story is that his mother is the one that alerted the school that morning that there was a serious potential problem.
Right. So is the father inciting the kid?
No. He's not inciting. Incitement is where you use certain words, ugly words, to point people towards someone else. And that is protected speech in the United States of America under the Brandenburg decision. It does not become actionable until some action follows. So I think these cases are a little bit different.
I'm splitting the hairs because I think it's important to make this distinction right now.
My summary is that we need to stop this kind of collective, the world's crazy, we can blame everybody on the other side for anything that other side said ever. And I just think it's wrong. I don't think it's sound. It's not treating human beings like human beings.